awaydaysbeer.com. Proud to partner with Talking Town. For only $14.99, grab your ITFC Legends Pack from The Beat to Hoppy Robson to Brazil's Best and Pablo's Pal. Whatever you need, whatever you want. ITFC Legends Pack, $14.99 at awaydaysbeer.com. Grab it today. Mass Creations are proud partners of Talking Town. High quality web and software development. From web development to SEO and everything in between, make your vision a reality with Mass Creations. Call 07896 904 571 or visit masscreations.co.uk or email info@masscreations.co.uk. Mass Creations, proud partners of Talking Town. Don't forget, tell them you came from Talking Town to get 10% off. Best Burger in Stone proud partners of Talking Town. Call 01449 680 058 to book a table today. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome. Yes, do not adjust your sets. It is a match day ticket. When you thought the season was over, we got a little surprise for you. Of course, Ipswich Town under 18s will play at Liverpool under 18s in approximately 14 minutes. Kickoff is on BT Sport. For those that are wondering where to catch the game, I'm currently looking at Matt Smith, who I haven't seen since like the early Premier League days on ITV. But he's hosting this for BT Sport. We're alongside Kieran Dyer. We'll hopefully be with you for the next couple of hours. We'll break it down as we always do, pre-game, half-time, and at full time. We will be joined by the GOAT, Colin Plum, who knows a lot about the Ipswich youth ranks. But first of all, thank you all for watching us this evening. I see the chat getting moving. Fantastic to see. David Brinkley, welcome in, my friend. I hope you're well. I hope the call helped. Andrew Harvey, good evening. Rob Smith, watched the other rounds but doesn't have BT Sport. Gutted. Oh, can't someone help him out? Lloyd Gladden, £5 on Luke Chambers scoring tonight. And Nick Muller are the owners watching. The owners will most definitely, I would have thought, don't know for sure, not the owner, but be watching because this is their football club and they're investing heavily into the youth side of it, or will be. And Lloyd says, class to see Kieran Dyer. Right, let's get going. Let's, of course, bring somebody in we've not seen for a full, I don't know, 24 hours? 12 hours? Cruncher, how you doing, pal?
I thought we got so many adverts there. We were going to run over into kickoff.
Well, sadly, I've not been following the youth every game this season, so my knowledge.
Isn't it great to see Kieran Dyer, the next town assistant manager, Martin, on the TV?
Wind it in. We're here about the youth team. I'll give this guy here, Adam Ate, before I give it to Kieran Dyer. That's who I'd give it to. At least he's got some skin in the game.
Interesting. He was a third-year scholar when we won the Youth Cup in 2005, I was reading. So he knows the club. He knows the club. So
give it head ups and then. Chris Potter's shocked that we're not showing it to local Ipswich fans. Yeah, I mean, once BT get hold of it, it's like anything with TV rights and whatnot. It becomes more difficult, isn't it?
It's just one of them things, isn't it? It's just.
Obviously, you can't have a fan zone like you would for like a Euro or a World Cup or anything. So. This is the best we can do.
It's a shame when you think they're letting fans back in stadiums, Martin. You think if this was maybe another week on, you might have been able to get a few in there.
Possibly. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't attract that many in a normal circumstance anyway. So then again, no football stars. Well, how many did you get for? How many did we get for the final 12 years ago? I mean, like
nearly 18,000. Nearly 18,000 because I was there. Yeah, because I was there. I always remember. I had a dodgy chicken balti pie, and it was Leeds away on the Saturday when Darren Curry missed the absolute sitter. And I was really ill. I was really ill that morning, but I still made the game.
That I did remind him of when we spoke to him. IPTV says, Callie. Yes, right. Let's bring in our third member of the team. I haven't got his intro, so here he is. George, the designer, Nunn. How you doing, George?
Hi, chaps. Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How are you
just
guys?
realised I'm on the wrong dashboard for your intro. I do apologise. I could have switched it, but I know you want to get in and discuss the youth and discuss this team. Elkan Baggott, talk to me about Elkan Baggott first of all, George, because he's a player, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he looks. I was watching some of the highlights earlier because, like you, I haven't followed too much of the under-18s this season, but yeah, watching the highlights earlier, it just looks like a man amongst boys, doesn't he? He's a unit.
Absolute unit.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be ready next season. I'd be surprised if we don't see some of him at least next year in the first team. But yeah, he looks a good player.
Indonesian Wonder Kid, I think his label is
130,000 followers on social media.
Mad.
Get him
on the show.
Get him on that new kit, George. When that new kit's launched, get him on it in Indonesia. Come on, we got Ed sponsoring. We can sell loads.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just showing the highlights of that's a bad goal to concede of the Sheffield United game, the semi-final. The path to the final has well, I'm not sure I can say that, but Ipswich Town have beaten Sheffield United, Middlesbrough and Swindon, whereas Liverpool have beaten Arsenal and Leicester.
Don't forget Fulham, Chelmsford, and Southend. We've played 6 games in this. We had to start in the first round.
Yeah, I was just being kind. I was just saving using the lot of time up more concisely. But okay, we'll go through that. What sort of challenge do Liverpool pose tonight? Then Crunch, you seem to be in the know.
Well, look, we're Category 2. They're Category 1. So look, it's a big ask tonight. It's a big ask tonight. We're playing a team who've unbeaten in 10, 38 goals, Martin, in the last 10. I've done my homework here. So they're a good side, and I think it's a big ask tonight. But it's a one-off game. Like I was talking to Colin earlier, stay in the game for 20, 25 minutes and then see what happens, because it's a one-off game. We all know what happens in cup games.
Colin the GOAT thinks it'll be a 2-2 and 2-2. He never came back.
Changed his mind. He said 2-1 Town earlier to me.
He said 2-2 last time I spoke to him. Maybe he spoke to him afterwards, but certainly, but that is our Colin. But how good is it, George, just to sit down with your drink of choice on a nice summer evening and watch your team in your badge, but play when you don't know what to expect. You're full of hope, full of optimism, and just really getting back to what it is to be a Town fan.
It's great, isn't it? I think it feels like the sort of the first game after the new beginning, if you like, with the main season done, and we've got something positive to look forward to. A friend of mine messaged 20 minutes ago or so and said this is the most excited he's been ahead of a Town game for as long as he can remember, which I think just probably sums it up for a lot of people. In terms of tonight, I think goals is what I've taken from the homework that I've done this afternoon. I think Ipswich averaged 3.2 goals a game from their 6, and Liverpool averaged 3.8. So
0-0 then.
Yes, probably going to be 0-0 now. But Liverpool do look a good team from what I saw. I watched as many as of their highlights from the last few games as I could from that weren't behind a paywall. They look good, particularly the James Balagazi kid looks a real player.
I've got a question for both of you. So the last time we played Liverpool was 3 years ago. Who was captain of Liverpool?
Under 18. You're talking about under 18s, Crunch? We didn't play Liverpool.
Yeah, under 18s.
Trent?
Yes. Straight in there.
Shout. Trent. Callie was spot on it. Michael says, is the final still a 2-legged affair?
One game, I think. It's one game.
It's one game all the way through, isn't it? They've made it.
It's got to be done before the weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They have to play before the weekend because I think the finals.
Is there any link to the game online? I don't know if BT Sport has shown it through their website. I will just have a look while Cruncher tells us about the Ipswich Town 11.
Well, we've got one change. You put me under pressure, didn't you? One change from the semi-final. Lewis Ridd is he's in goal because Bort, I don't know if you see it, he got absolutely wiped out after 2 minutes. I think he's fit because I was reading Adam Arte's interview, and they said he's fit because he'd gone to have a haircut. So he was over his concussion. He thought he might be on the TV. That's the one thing tonight, George. I just don't know how our lads are going to react because obviously this is it's going all over the world. It's not just in England. I see earlier there was links everywhere. It's just how are we going to react? I know there's no fans there, but it's a big pressure game.
Yeah, I imagine they probably tried to keep that off of their minds as much as they possibly can over the last few days since it was announced. Difficult though it is, but yeah, I mean, hopefully they'll just be pumped up for the opportunity to play against Liverpool and maybe get to a final. It's always difficult to tell how these things will impact them mentally.
Message in the dressing room will be: play without fear, play with confidence. You've earned your right to be here. Make them earn the right to play here. All those types of things.
It's a free hit, isn't it?
It is, but you never, as a player, you never think that in your head. You never think, oh, it's a free hit. You always think, we're one game away, 90 minutes. Just got to go out there, and then you start to freeze. The best players, the players that will go to the very top of the game, I had to say before I say that, will use the nerves. Wayne Rooney was on before this show, in between the lines with Rio Ferdinand about his hat-trick against Fenerbahce. Was he nervous? Yes, but you use those nerves. You propel yourself. You don't get drowned in them. This is a learning curve for these young players. They're only young boys, 17, 16. When I was that age, I'd have got lost in this sort of affair. So it can go both ways, right, George?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it will come down to, like I say, preparation and hopefully making the most of some of the experience that Baggett's got from his international duty and Gibbs being in and around the first team. I listened to a bit of Fraser Alexander's interview earlier, and
very good, George. I thought he spoke really well.
Spoke really well, and came across as someone who is probably mature enough to make use of those guys and also probably lead by example and hopefully not let it get to him too much, or at least not show it too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. Crunch, who's a player to watch for us then? For those that are new to the under 18?
I like the fullback. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, Martin. Edwin, is it Ajbaji?
Well, don't ask me. I struggle with Kevin Smith.
I see him. I watched him against Fulham, and I see him in the semi-final. He's a really good fullback. Gets forward. Obviously you got Liam Gibbs in there, who Colin gives him a big rap. He's obviously played for the first team. You got Baggett. Look, there's a lot of them. Albi Armin, he's got some goals in this. So look, let's just hope that it's a really good game, and we're still in the game come the second half. Yeah, absolutely. Gibbs is obviously a player that's played in the first team this year. I particularly like Valentine, just for the name. I think it's a brilliant name. Will he shoot the arrow tonight that scores the goal? There you go. I've read it for you, BT Sport. I've read it already. It's just great to have us on BT Sport, as somebody said earlier, never lost on BT Sport, and the radio covering it, and all those different sort of things. And the youth has always been a big part of being an Ipswich Town fan. And Rob said to Mark Detmer last night on the channel, video still available for those who haven't seen it, if you bring the young players through and give us a team to be proud of on the football pitch, that's all we ask. And this is it. And 18,000, you say, was there at the final last time. Crunch blew me away. Did you go?
Tell me that.
Did you go to the final, Martin?
Watching the television.
I sat in them beautiful leather seats in the cobalt stand in the middle because you can sit where you want.
The Kate Riley block.
Yeah, they're really good seats there.
Yes,
I remember the goal. I remember Upson's goal like it was yesterday. Come back to him into the box and smashed it in. And he was at school, wasn't he? He was at school in the afternoon for that. Yeah, so then you look through that Southampton lineup who played that day. You had Bale, Walcott.
Yeah.
So McGoldrick was there. McGoldrick.
Yeah. So, it was a great game. Right, the players are out. So bold prediction times, please. Any prediction, I think, for me is a bold one, because I'm not going to lie, I've been too consumed with the first team. I should be watching this lot all year instead. I'm going to say 2-1 Town. George?
I'm going to go 2-2 after normal time.
You're going penalties?
I'm not going to commit. I don't want to commit beyond that. 3-2 Town after extra time.
Oh, I love it. Crunch?
2-0 Liverpool. I just think it's going to be a really big arse tonight for our boys. I really hope that I'm wrong, but I just think they might have too much for us. But let's wait and see. Okay, we're back at half-time, then, of course, full-time. George, Crunch, thanks ever so much. We'll see you all at half-time for
Not pints, because it's the youth. So a cup of tea and some points.